Off the top at 6, we begin with a look at the man behind the terror at a Publix supermarket. Police say this man shot and killed a woman and her young grandson. The grandmother heroically fought back and tried to save the toddler's life before she was shot and killed. And tonight, it appears this was all just a random act of violence.
But the Palm Beach sheriff says this tragedy could have been prevented. Let's get right to Local 10's Ian Margot live in Royal Palm Beach with more on this. Ian.
And that sheriff was frustrated today, telling us there were signs. There were signs that people that knew him should have spoken up about to prevent this from happening in the first place.
A, somebody knew about it, that bad things were going to happen with this guy. And number two is, obviously, there's some mental unstableness involved in this.
Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw telling us Friday there were major red flags about the gunman who would eventually walk into a Royal Palm Beach Publix and kill an innocent woman and her toddler grandson.
There was a chance this could be stopped. You know why? The reason is he's on Facebook. He has said, I want to kill people and children. He's got friends. Obviously, they saw that. His ex-wife said he's been acting strange. He thinks he's being followed. He's paranoid. You think a damn soul told us about that? No.
Apparently, the gunman, 55-year-old Timothy J. Wall, walked into the Publix about 20 minutes after his victims, a 69-year-old woman and her nearly 2-year-old grandson.
Takes out his gun and he fires one round, killing the child. The grandma instinctively jumps in and is trying to stop him. She struggles with him. His gun jams. He was able to overpower, push her down to the ground, and he shoots her down while she's on the ground.
Then they say Wall turned the gun on himself, but why this happened is still unclear. In fact, the sheriff says there appears to be no real connection between Wall and the victims.
You really never know anyone, really. So sometimes people just snap.
Brian Heinrich lives next door to Wall's ex-wife, only minutes away from that Publix. He says Wall hasn't lived there in a few years, but that he would have never expected this.
It's very crazy and appalling, especially out here. Usually that kind of stuff doesn't happen, so it's very surprising to hear that that actually happened.
Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw tells us that grandmother likely saved countless lives by fighting back and giving other people that were inside the store at the time a chance to run away. He also, again, said he was angry today, thinking about how this all could have been prevented. He said this is exactly what red flag laws are made for. If you see something, say something. It is not just a catchy saying. We are live in Royal Palm Beach. I'm Ian Margle, Local 10 News.
Cannot stress that enough. If you see something, say something. All right, thank you, Ian. And